What it do, folks? I hope you're treating yourselves well, and of course others. My name is Clair, and this is a channel where I like to do tarot readings. Today, we're doing What You're Like in Bed. I felt like we should go the lustier route to keep things more lighthearted. And with that, it could be what you're good at, what people like about you, what makes you attractive, what you could do more of, these sort of things. All right, pile one. We have the Ace of Swords. What an endearing face. You could have a very lighthearted charm. You're attractive because you are weird, maybe even kind of bubbly, effervescent personality, in that you don't stick around long enough to be a negative, almost. You could have a lot of situations where you hang around, but you're not necessarily always around. You're not always available. People find that very quirky or charming, that the way that you do it specifically. It's not always a progressive feature to... It would be flighty in other people what seems mysterious and dark. You could have a very dismal past. You could have had a lot of people, I'm hearing, try to knock your block off. I think some people were seriously coming for your neck in the recent past, or in just general. It's a free-for-all. You don't have a whole lot of trust for people because you've seen the downs of others, but let's get away from that. The Seven of Pentacles. You're hardworking. People find you attractive when you're working. So if you have a job, but if not, I think you're very visual. You're stimulated almost by yourself. I think you could find yourself very attractive. I think you enjoy the motions of raw pardon for that siren. I think you could enjoy raw moments of really canine passion. I think it's almost like ripping, tearing clothes, removing things very hastily, heat of the moment. I'm seeing movements, physically moving body parts around. You really enjoy making someone move a body part, you know what I'm saying? Lifting up a leg and moving it, holding arms back, things like that. You really enjoy the act of working for the struggle, in essence. The Eight of Pentacles, I guess it's only two pentacles, or two cards that have pentacles on them. There's a sense of you work hard and you play hard. You really follow through in your work life. Therefore, you are a stable, reliable person in essence and feel, though you're not always attainable when people want you. I think you are very to yourself. You are very business-minded, very, how do I reach all the rungs of my life? You're very goal-oriented, which is an attractive feature, but you enjoy the play when you're playing. You are hard to get to that point, I think, because there's a trust factor for you, a really big... You need to, judgment in reverse. You need to have a big trust in people, I think, because of the things you enjoy doing. I don't think it's necessarily very raunchy. It's just a matter of power and wills. Restraining people, but not in a bondage way. It's more of a trust. You enjoy roughhousing and being rough, or just in the moment and playful. And playful comes with trust too, because some people can't take a joke and some people can't do certain things in bed, or they're too like uptight about certain things so they can't even consider. I think there's a very open atmosphere with you. In the moment, you'll definitely do a lot of things, but you consider a lot of whatnots, and you're not like, you're freaky with that person. I think Judgment in reverse. You could have, I think all your exes think about you in a sexual way, whether they like it or not. The Seven of Cups upright, I think there's a mystery to you wondering, like, if you are, people want to settle down with you, but you're nerve-wracking because you are not available, but you are aloof, very, I want ethereal, almost a mysticism to the fact that it's hard to get to know you. Maybe you haven't even known yourself for very long. You could have just come around to becoming more self-aware in the past few years, but there's a sense of you're uncanny and bizarre and captivating. I think people have a hard time, they see you in other people, but they have a hard time relating other people to you, if that makes sense. Like they look for you in other people, and you might have features or qualities that are kind of like other people's, and others are looking for that, but truly you're a standalone, a standout. Gorgeous. Nine of Wands. You're on your path trying to receive greatness or the solution, resolution. I don't think life is necessarily very easy for you as of lately, though you're always willing. You could have been on a celibacy journey or just keeping people at a distance. You could be very sexual orientated, but I think you've been keeping people at a sexual distance, emotional, maybe not even talking to people at all because you're so wrapped up in what you're doing. So there's a sense of lots of mystery, lots of captivation, a little pent-up energy, a little aggression, and the aggression definitely flows through your whole life very fluidly, as we've noticed. But it's a part of you more so, I think. It's a thing with, you might have a hard time controlling anger, but at the same time, you really love deeply, and you are trying to get a ring on, you're very passionate, and you really enjoy the act of sex because you enjoy making people feel good. And that's like a big thing for you. That's a lot of what it is, honestly. I think you enjoy seeing the passion on people's faces for you and in the moment towards the action. That's a lot of what it is. Yeah. Okay. With that, you gotta know I love you. Howdy, pile 2. Welcome. Nice of you to join us. Your card was oh, the Hermit. It's an elephant. Okay. This is what you're like in bed, what people like about you, what is attractive, what you could do more of. You might not say everything that you want, or you might not say that you want sex as often as you want it, which could be beneficial if you, I think with the right people, you will almost feel more inclined to say that you want more passion, more sex, basically. Like if you just want to have sex more frequently, I think with the right people, you should be able to communicate that. That's just a random thought for some reason. The Knight of Wands, though, you make people like shiver. I think there's a serious sex appeal in your conversation or the way that you treat people. I think deep down in their bones, they have a hard time denying your eye contact. Raw power, for sure. You're very sexually motivated, sexually inclined. The people that you end up being with, you're at the top, or you're rememberable. If they remember any past experience, you're definitely in it. I think you could have people having a lot of dreams about you if you have not been with them. Maybe you're a big fantasy for a lot of people. This was, the Knight of Wands. People want to come in and talk to you, tell you their truth. I think you could have a lot of people that are strangers that like to just communicate with you. People enjoy making eye contact with you and then starting conversation is a big thing. The Wheel of Fortune, I hear your time is coming, so you could possibly become, I'm hearing, more well endowed, so you could have more money soon or have a better styling preference, like more money, which motivates your closet, or there's a sense of you being motivated by the timing to treat yourself better, and you're motivated by some sexual object too, because the nature of this reading is in bed. So I think you're motivated to take a gamble because of sex. I think you're like wanting to, what would you say, take the shot. Justice with so Wheel of Fortune with the Justice. This is big cards of the now. There is a upheaval of how you have been very cast out from major treatments, people taking you seriously, and I think that resounds in, for some reason I'm wanting to say business. There's a sense of you will be on display in a relationship, I think, in the future. I think your relationship will be well sought after, and you guys will define each other's sexual preferences. I think there's a sense of you really enjoy spur of the moment out and about sex. Hopefully we're not being sexual deviants or sex pests in any way, but there's a serious public, maybe in cars, just moments of passion and fly by endeavors. I think there's a sneakiness. You enjoy the sneaking around, hopefully in a decent way. Sneaking around with the right person. I think you could enjoy bickering with people or stating your mind. You're very fluid with the things that you say, and a sense of you're going to tell people how you feel, what you like, what you're feeling at the time, or else you're going to not say anything at all. If you're not in the situation to be yourself, you're not going to be there, basically. The Ten of Cups. I think that you give people orgasms for the first time in their life in certain ways. You bring a new you're a sexual icon. There's a deviance in the things that you make people feel, or your sex play with others, because you're just elevated. There is a sense that maybe you've just had a lot of really good sex, or you are really into having good sex, so you're not going to be with someone if it's not probability of success. I don't think you're out having sex with randos or engaging with just anything. You really want a partner, and I think you've been searching for that, and it's been flighty, it's been fleeting. Whether you've had relationships or not, they've all been not as fulfilling as your ultimate relationship. I think this life has a very deep, resounding relationship for you that is going to be profitable in a sense of you both will work together, you'll be partners, you'll be equals. But I think in bed, people super enjoy you taking control, which you enjoy too, because that's how you probably, maybe it's a surprise when you take control. You could like have tricks with head, like with ice or cold water. There's a sense of like you'll take control in certain sexual acts, and it surprises people a lot. Like you have certain things up your sleeve that when you bust it out, people are like, okay, what is this? I've never experienced this before, and I'm shaking. I'm about to fall over. This feels amazing. So there's a sense of you're very in control of your body. You're very in control of how to get an orgasm out of yourself and others, I think. And there's a person on this planet that you'll find romance with and an amazing sex life with. This is something you're in search of as of right now, and it's been very stifled. The King of Cups, and it's like this guy with his thing out, junk swinging, but it's a serious feeling that someone's about to, when they find you, they're gonna display themselves always for you. I think it's gonna be a safety aspect of like, you won't have to worry about this person being out and about. You don't have to worry about this person confiding emotions in other people, because you guys will be locked and loaded into each other, emotionally best friends, romantically deviants. It's gonna be really fun and loving. This person is going to want you to be on display for them and with them in a lot of ways. I think they're going to be very confident, and that will make you more confident as well. This person, when you meet them or when you come into succession, when you guys come together in a certain way, I think that they will motivate you to want to like step your game up, or you will do that for someone else. There's a sense of like the person will notice the things and it'll take a while, but then they'll start to be like, okay, maybe I'll like shape up a little bit, and okay, this is nice, I really like this. I'll do one more card. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse. You could have been working on letting go of the things that you've thought in relationships. Maybe you've had a plight or like a chip on your shoulder from past treatments and whatnot. Everyone loves you, baby. Like everyone still thinks you're scrumptious and yummy. It's just a matter of they might have a bad taste in their mouth for whatever reason, and that's not on you. It's not your fault, or if it was, it's been resolved by time and effort. This Eight of Pentacles shows you've been doing your own thing, which is very attractive to a lot of people. You're out of the way. You're not blasting your self-esteem, but it's very resonating. You're very attractive in your own way, and that's not a backhanded thing. You're very attractive in a lot of ways, but you know it. So yeah, with that, gotta know I love you. Alrighty, pile 3. This is what you are like in bed, or what people like about you, what makes you attractive, things like that, what you should do. You might, oh, okay. You could be very, what is the card? Wheel of Fortune. All right, the Wheel of Fortune, I'm hearing your time to shine, but you might be on display or noticeably getting attention from people. People want to sleep with you, obviously. I think because, there is a very juicy aspect to you. You could be muscular or heavy set in some way, have nice like juicy features. There's a lusciousness to you that people think you could like pick them up, throw them around, or like smother them. You could be on top and it would feel nice and weighted. Like, there's a sense of like you would envelop someone. I think you might just be a very big person. You give good hugs. I like these snakes on this Wheel of Fortune. You definitely are good at riding or being rode. Is that what you say? There's a sense of being on top and riding and grinding. That maybe you're really good in these positions, or this is very effective for you to feel good. What was exciting about this, and I kind of got ahead of myself, the Wheel of Fortune was your defining card, but the Strength and the Empress came out as the two first cards with the Wheel of Fortune. These are all just major cards, and all of like, people might want to get you pregnant, or you might be very fertile. There's a sense of home and homely is not a good word, but home. You make people feel comfortable enough to express themselves in many forms or fashion. Like, if you are gay, even straight, like, women want to be with you. You're very attractive to almost everyone across the board. You might be very odd dressing or odd looking in some form or fashion, have big eyes. There's a features about you. You could be very tall or very short. There's just a very defined, chiseled, or point out, like in a lineup, I could point you out easily because of this feature, basically, is what I'm trying to say. The Empress, you stand for honesty and truth and loyalty, and I think you don't even come across as someone who is defiant or mean. You are certainly lustful, but not vindictive, short-tempered. Perhaps you have a sense of, the Strength card lets me know that you could be hopeless romantic, though people start to see in you that you are very romantic inclined. You want to give your all to someone. You want to be able to joke and jest. There is a need for privacy amongst your home life in certain aspects, because you are a private person, I think. You could be open with those that are close to you, but there is a need for you to be private as in certain ways of your life. So you need to be able to trust people, and I think you exude trustworthiness yourself. People know that you will fight for them. You're very mind-altering. You could change people's opinions about things just by being patient or yourself. I think through observation, you're a role model. And oh my gosh, so you've gotten 4 cards, and they're all major. You just got the High Priestess. High Priestess, the Strength, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Empress. If you want to look those up, for some reason I feel like saying that. But the High Priestess is all about mental clarity. You have worked so hard and so seriously on yourself, gaining strength after what was obviously a downfall, a sadness. People can see that you overcame something, and it's no longer a burden, or you're not even hashing out the details of it. It's just a matter of you can get through what you need to. I think people see that you can build a lot of things. You're self-reliant in many situations. No matter your stature, you will figure out how to get yourself there. I think you enjoy the company of others and you like teamwork, but you can carry a team, or you can say, if someone confides in you, or if you guys are if you are angry as a person or mad at someone else, you're not going to hold that anger ever, I don't think. I think people come to you for advice on relationships, and maybe even people that you're friends with usually end up liking you. The 4 of Wands and It was in reverse. There's a whole sense of people feeling like you're their partner. I think your sex might have people feeling in love. Love at first sight, for sure. I think your eye contact, the way that you hold yourself is a sexual preference of people's, in a sense that you stand out in a crowd for some reason. So you're easy to remember, you're easy to fantasize about. There's a feature of yours that is naturally pretty enticing, whether it's just like, there's a million things that are average attractiveness, but you also are really good with people. I think you're good with children, you're good with family, business situations. There's no astray. You're very sexually oriented. A normal person in the streets, a freak in the sheets sort of thing, the Queen of Cups. You really enjoy talking during sex. Communication is a big thing for you. You like telling people what feels good. You like pet names, maybe not even in sex, just in general. You enjoy pet names and people calling you different names, or the people that you talk to, I think, really enjoy when you have pet names for them. There's a playfulness and a silliness that really is fluid through this, but I think, okay, so I said fluid. There's also a wetness. I think that there is a sense of people really enjoy high, like, heights. I'm thinking like maybe high altitudes. So we're thinking that certain places you could travel, something about cold outside and you're inside and you're warm. I think that you really enjoy traveling and having sex at different places, and this really suits you because there is a wild aspect. I think keeping your sex life alive will be helpful with spontaneity, and also someone who doesn't take themselves very seriously, because you don't take yourself seriously. You like people who aren't caught up in looks, whether it's a girl or a boy. I think there's a sense of, you don't want someone who is arrogant. You want someone who is confident but not arrogant. And in bed, I think you really enjoy people like squeezing your neck, probably, or your arms. I think maybe like, grabbing the arms, squeezing places on the body, I think there's a big thing with just like holding and squeezing, mouths. I think you like 69 a lot is what I was. So I said mouths, and then I just thought like a flip in my brain. I think you enjoy 69. You want to be held or picked up. You want to sleep on top of the person or have someone sleep on top of you. There's a big like pushing pressure factor. Lots of pressure. Lots of being held down or pushing people down. Like a struggle, but Six of Swords. Yeah, I think you enjoy people like struggling a little bit. There's a fight. So you want to know people enough to be comfortable. So it's almost like you have to get to a point where you will have sex with them. It's not easy to get you in bed, for sure. It's not. And I think you enjoy people that are equally of that caliber, and you don't want people that are loose. Not that that's a bad thing. You can be as free as you want to be, but I think you really enjoy people who you trust and are comfortable with, and that is what you will be more satisfied with. I want to say, I think it's more of like finding people and finding a trust factor. I don't think you should have casual sex as much or random sex as much. For some reason right now, I don't know why I'm saying this. One more card. The Page of Rods. You could be attracting someone, I think, or just attracting a higher part of yourself. You could be getting more self-confidence or finding a way out of a mental rut by not giving yourself to others in a certain aspect of life, because it's easy for you to have sex with others. I think you have really a lot of options. You're very attractive or good at what you do. You're sly almost, very good with the tongue, very good at talking to people. If people know you for a decent amount of time, you can pretty much get it in is the situation I'm thinking. It always comes down to it. But I think, yeah, if you want to hold out for yourself or someone else, I think that could be beneficial. Like if you're starting to date someone and you see purpose more deeply, or if you feel the need to go celibate and you don't know someone, there's something about that. So hopefully that's helpful. And yeah, you gotta know I love you.